The Red Corsairs fight primarily as an expression of their twisted faith in chaos undivided. In order to save what was left of his chapter and his hideously wounded body, Huron Blackheart made a terrible pact with the ruinous powers, pledging eternal service in return for the blessings and patronage of chaos. Hi, I'm Chris, I like to paint things, and today we're rescuing a Chaos Space Marine Lord in Terminator armor. I bought this model off eBay for a reasonably cheap price, and I'm gonna fix it and redo it, repaint it, a la eBay Miniature Rescues. Casey's one of the coolest guys I've ever watched in this hobby. I don't know him personally, but he's really cool. We're gonna strip this model, fix it up, clean any mistakes, make it our own, add a little kit bashing flair, and then I'm going to repaint it, and I'm gonna paint it honestly to the best of my ability, and then I'm gonna sell it if one of you wants it, or I'm just gonna throw it up on eBay and see if I get anything for it. I have no use for it, but I had fun doing it. That's kind of the move. We're gonna restore a model off eBay and resell it to people who wants it. That was a snap. We're going Red Corsairs, but I'll talk more about that in the video. So stay tuned. Well, with a fresh Chaos Lord on our desk, first thing to do is to strip all the paint off. Easiest way to do this without an ultrasonic cleaner or anything fancy is some strong isopropyl alcohol. Now, this is for specific uses that are not miniature related, so it might honestly be a little bit too strong for this. I don't know that it could damage the plastic, but I don't know that you need 99%. I typically like 90%, so I diluted it with a little water. Maybe too much water. I'm no scientist. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it worked in the end, so don't worry about it. Now we sealed our Red Corsair to his fate, and we kind of swished around that liquid, checking him every so often, make sure he's basically fully covered. The paint started stripping faster than a lot of miniatures that I've tried to strip, so whoever painted this used some acrylics, so that made it kind of easy. Now we take him over to the sink and try and wash all that off with some hot water and a toothbrush that you should never, ever, ever use on your teeth after this. With our chaos freshly bleeding into my sink, I decided to just scrub it in a bunch, and I got him down to mostly plastic, but there's still a lot of detail obscured where that paint's really caked in. I thought it might be doable to clean up the rest of it by hand just with some tools, but some of that paint did come up pretty nicely, but nah, screw this. We're gonna throw him in for a second soak. There's nothing wrong with that as long as you don't leave them in there forever. And actually, isopropyl shouldn't damage your minis. But, again, I'm no scientist. And after all that, we were basically down to black primer. I was very, very pleased with that second soak. I mean, look at that. That's great. Now, I did want to kind of make this model my own, and the easiest way was to just swap out that axe for something cooler. So I kind of went with a spear, like a halberd maybe. I think he's the Chaos Lubu. Was Lubu a pirate? I don't think so. I don't know. That came out pretty sweet though, right? Look at that little Nurgle halberd I raided from my bits box. And after the model had totally dried and he wasn't wet anymore, I took him outside and gave him a couple blasts of spray paint. First, just an all black coat of primer, but then I decided to go with this really, really nice, burnt, rusty red color to do a zenithal with, because I thought that might be better to build up from. If you watched my Eldar Christmas video, and I know you didn't, this is the same paint I used there. So me and my dry Chaos Lord braved the rain. I had to stick him under my shirt just to keep him dry. And I lost him. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's fine. He'll be okay. The only thing that got broken was that little part of his cape. He looks freaking cool though, right? That's a really fun Zenithal. I recommend, I don't know, do I recommend it? Yeah, I recommend trying out different colored Zenithals. Don't just do white. Look at that. That looks sweet. If you hate painting miniatures, say you got a board game you want to paint up, man, just spray them black and spray them with different colored spray paint on top. He looks rad. Honestly, you could leave him like this. He'll be fine. Now, for those of you at home keeping score, this is like the 4th video in a row I've really harped on underpainting when it comes to miniatures. I'm finding dry brush underpainting to be way more important than any other part of the process of painting minis. I bought this really nice cheap pack of dry brushes just to try them out. They're not perfect. I'm sure like those Artis Opus ones are way better, but for like what I need this second, they're like a step up from makeup brushes and they feel it. They get the blends a little nicer. Man, I'm telling you, if you're not starting your models with a Zenithal and then just dry brush highlighting up to really get your values for your base coats, I don't know what you're doing. Or you're using too many colors, honestly. Something like a Space Marine or like a Chaos Space Marine is perfect for this. Like, all you want to do is just get values from that armor and build up and up and up from dark into like as bright a color as you can. It's all about vibrancy when you're talking chaos. So this is obviously just red on top of that like really dark burnt red. Red is a great color to go from browns up to too, like nice coffee colors. Whatever this rusty red is though is going to be awesome. Look at that little face too. He's great. You can just tell from the shading on that little face alone that I'm doing something correct. Red can be tough when it comes to like the really bright colors because often you'll go pink. So I went very light with this final dry brush, and honestly, our edge highlights later, we might erase a lot of this work. But if you didn't want to do any of that and you're cool with a pink Corsair, go for it. Who cares? It's your mini. That looks great though, right? I mean, just the levels from black to bright red look great. You can tell what direction the light's coming from. The sun's beating down on a red Corsair. Now after we block in some base coats like the cape and all the details, it'll make sense. Now why did I choose red Corsairs? I couldn't tell you, honestly. I just wanted something kind of similar to what the base coat was. Now the red Corsair's second color is black, so I went with a couple different ways to do black. I started with like a dark gray. Originally I was going to do black contrast, but it looked really bad directly on top of the red. So I did waste a little bit of time going over all of the trim, and if you painted Chaos, you know how much gosh dang trim there is. I painted all the trim with a really off gray so that I could then hit it with the contrast paint. Now this is a mini I'm going for, I won't say display quality because I don't know if I'm that good, but I'm going for quality. I want a good looking miniature. I want it to feel worthwhile to restore him from what he was. With that trim done though, I mean, you can see where this is going right now. This like miniatures, it's taking shape, it's making sense. Now we hit it with the contrast paint. And man, oh, that's pretty cool. So that miniature kind of sat on my desk for a while, like longer than I expected him to sit in that state, like 2 months probably. He just stayed red and black. So one day off camera, I pulled him out just for myself, not knowing that I ever even like finished this video, and I just did some base coats just because I was like, you know what? It's time. I gotta get him. I gotta work on this guy. These are the basic colors I used for everything, but I am gonna show you on camera me do some of the metallics because I figured you deserve that. If I'm gonna rescue a miniature on camera, you should probably see some of the painting. And I know my dumbass like skipped a little bit of that, but sue me. Otherwise this video wouldn't have come out. So we're gonna grab some metallics. We're also gonna grab a couple of speed paints just to like save time, right? We're going for quality, but quality doesn't mean it needs to take forever to paint this miniature because it's already going to take long enough, trust me. Dark silver metallics, much like the gray that I use often, are amazing for literally just breaking up that base coat. Again, if you do like a dry brush base coat and you pick out like 3 detail colors and then like a metallic for your gun, your mini is like done. You don't need to think about it beyond that if you don't want to. Now I'm going to think about that because that's like the point of this episode, but man, I'm telling you, you just need a dark silver, a dark gray, and enough colors to dry brush layer up. Some of the Red Corsairs minis I found had like a little bit of gold, so I decided to go with a little bit of gold here and there, and then hit these skulls and make them look all tarnished. Just to add some warm, non-red colors, you know, some warm off-white, some warm gold. And speed paint actually nicely, this pallid bone kind of worked with that. The Tyranids, I'm basing off my buddy Austin's Tyranids. That poor guy, he's got a kid, he doesn't have enough time to paint miniatures. So, you know, I have all the time in the world, so I'm going to kill one of his miniatures on my miniature. Now, after all your good base coats are done, the best thing in the world is marine juice. If you don't know marine juice, it's equal parts a black wash, a brown wash of your choosing, and then a medium. So this is my version of marine juice. It's not the Sonic Sledgehammer one, which is probably better. His is a little warmer. Mine's a little earthier. It looks like garbage when it goes on, but I promise when it dries, it's worth it. Yeah, this place is kind of a mess right now. It'll be fine.
Yikes.
For every like or comment or subscribe, I will clean one thing off this desk. I think. And what did I tell you? Look at that. Gosh, that looks like really good. The best part about marine juice is you could just leave the model there and never touch him again. Now, I'm going for quality here, so we're gonna highlight. I'm gonna highlight off camera. You don't need me to like waste a lot of your time with that. But I highlight everything pretty much the same. You take a color, you add a little bit of beige to it, and you call it a day. The big two colors I'm gonna do here are the red and then the black trim, and then a really, really bright silver just to pop up all the metallics. We're gonna really go into details later, but right now I'm gonna get the highlights and see how I feel about this mini. Oh, we're also gonna do the cape too, because it's a very large, important section of this miniature. Something I've found to really get your painting, if you want to hit that extra step, is I, like many of you, probably struggle with looking at the miniature as a whole. I just want to paint the whole thing, make it perfect. Every part has to be perfect on the get-go. I focus on the miniature as a whole. And rather than do that, what's a good move is just take sections. Literally take 10 to 30 minutes and go, I'm going to make this bolter better. So we're going to make the bolter better. We're just going to look at just the bolter by itself, not touch anything else. We're going to do the same thing with his cape and the fur on his back. And then we're going to do the same thing with his WWE Championship belt and that whole area. Then we're even going to do the same thing with his sword, with all of the pieces of this miniature. Just take the time and focus on each area and just imagine it's the only part of the miniature that matters. It's the only part of the miniature. When it comes to basing, I don't do anything drastic here other than you should know how thrilled I am that I finally broke down and bought myself some texture paste. I've been making my own texture paste for basing all this time, and God, it just made me hate basing. This was really straightforward. I didn't do anything different other than use this texture paste. Just a couple of dusty colors, a couple of rocky colors for the outcropping he's on. Nothing like super special. You can kind of just follow along with what I'm doing, but I'm telling you, as much as I hate wasting money, I don't think texture paste is a waste. It saves me time, mental energy, and it comes out consistent, whereas like my own mix isn't always consistent. That being said, as I've said before, one of the things I've been doing on every miniature this year is just doing dusty feet. Dusty feet are, I don't know what it is, but they're working for me. Just do dusty feet, trust me. And as always, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I've been Chris. I like to paint things. This is a Chaos Lord Red Corsair in Terminator armor who I bought off eBay and restored from not a bad paint job, but like, I think I did pretty good. If I do end up putting him up on eBay, there'll be a link in the description. And if I don't, let me know if you're interested in him. Maybe I'll just send him to you. I have no idea. He has no point in my army, but he's really cool, so we'll take it from there. I have some Chaos stuff, but I have no Red Corsairs. I'm not going to start a Red Corsairs army, so if you want them, let me know. Or click the link down below, and we'll find out. Either way, I've been Chris. I like painting things clearly, if you can't tell from these videos. And have yourself a great week. Oh, do the liking, the commenting, the subscribing, and don't mind me. I'm just hitting my microphone with my hand on accident. Sorry about all that. That's terrible. Don't do that. Do all the liking, the commenting, and the subscribing. And I'll see you next time.